the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Well, hello, friends. How are you? What are you wearing, Mr. Sharapan? Bostonian versus the Book. Masters Week is upon us. Lots to get to on the golf course and the golf tournament coming up on the show, live on Twitter and YouTube, which is at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, Brigade, for getting us there.
Nice.
Sports Grid Replay. How are you? Are you wearing the bucket hat because your team took 2 out of 3? Is that why? Or what's the bucket hat for?
Just happened to be right here by the desk.
You look like somebody, and I can't figure out who you look like right now. I'm trying to place it, and I can't place it.
I don't know. Let the brigade tell you where. I'll tell you why. The Pirates won both games. The series is already won.
Yes, they did.
The Pirates went to Boston
Yes, they did.
and won the first 2 games as dogs, and somehow they're dogs again today. I don't know what the odds makers are thinking. I really don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I hope with the day off tomorrow they can get the sweep and then take care of the Red Sox during the week and the White Sox on the weekend in Pittsburgh. That would be cool. I don't know what happened in the basketball game last night. I can't remember.
You guys had your best player score 52 points, and our second best player didn't play, and you won by 2. We bragging?
Won?
We
Or
bragging?
lost? That's all.
You-
I
Are you
can't
bragging?
remember.
Are you bragging about this? Like, I
Which
would be-
one
no,
was it? Did
Philadelphia
they win
won.
or lose?
Sixers won, which is, last time I checked, you're from Pittsburgh, but okay. Philadelphia won, yes.
You told me I adopted that team. You said
I
that.
didn't. You did it. You said you adopted that team. You were all JoJo this and JoJo that.
Oh, are we gonna have an MVP discussion today?
Later
too?
today, we will. Sure.
Oh,
We'll talk about. I mean, I'm not the one saying the race is over. That's the coach of the Sixers who's now saying that.
buckets.
This is a bunch of stupid politicking going on right now for this award. It's dumb.
Buckets. We got the red bucket for that.
I like the red bucket. The red bucket's nice.
the red
It's,
bucket. Yeah.
it's a little. Did Fat Albert wear a red bucket hat?
No, his was. I believe it was orange.
Orange. Okay. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that looks kind of orangey though.
It does a little bright, little LL Cool J. That's what I. got
Oh, okay. That's
for.
what it is. Little
Yeah,
Kangol
LL Cool
action.
J,
Is
that
a Kangol hat just the brand, or can Kangol hat just is it a style?
brand?
Was always a very big argument.
I mean, you got to have style to wear the Kangol.
Right, but
I
like
think,
the
but-
Kangol hat oftentimes was looking like an Irish or English paperboy hat, which is sometimes what it's called.
Oh, the flat
Yeah.
bill. Oh,
Yeah.
I love those too. Yeah,
But that was when I was growing up, that was a Kangol hat.
yes.
And then these came around, the bucket hats came in, and then people were like, wait a minute, you can't call that a Kangol hat as well. Which is it? And it's the brand versus the style. Kleenex versus tissue paper type of deal.
Oh,
You know,
I don't know. It's always Kleenex for me. I
never a
think.
tissue?
Yeah, Kleenex.
Is Coke soda? Is all sodas Coke?
No, I mean because
say
I like
pop?
Pepsi. Pop, yeah, pop. That's
You
what
are
it is.
so from the Midwest, it's not even funny. Like, you are
In
so from the
Pittsburgh, it's
Midwest.
pop.
You are
It's not
so
soda.
from the
It's
Midwest.
always been pop.
Yes, because you're from the Midwest. That's why. There's the argument, Brigade. It's over. In Pittsburgh, they call it pop. Done.
Always have.
See ya
always
later.
did. You
In
move
the
out
South,
west,
it's so-
everybody calls it soda.
Where?
Out here, out west, they call it soda.
That's because the East too. Yeah, that's an East Coast influence.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
call
on
it
the
soda.
coast, they call it soda. In the middle, they call it pop.
You're
I
from
don't
the
know.
Midwest.
I could call it either one. I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know if I say Coke or Pepsi.
In the South, everything is Coke.
Coke.
Everything. It's everything is Coke. Yeah, it's everything is just. Do you want a Coke? Oh, what type of Coke?
Man,
Like
oh,
no,
man.
wait, Coke's a brand. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's a very interesting look.
I like
at-
the flat hats, but
So do I.
Krakenberger has taken over that mantle. Because if you wear that and
Crack
you're in the
didn't take it
gambling
over.
content, well, I mean, if I wear one of those, they're like, "Yeah, you're trying to be like Crack." I'm not trying to be like anybody.
No,
wears 'em all the
Burnham
time,
has
too.
the rights to that.
I don't know. Flat hats and gambling. That's his
David
deal.
Payne Purnham is the hat. Flat
I
hat.
like Purdham's hats too. I used
Yeah.
to wear those to school when I was like 10.
I do too. I wear them now. I wear them
You
to school
do?
now
I know you rock those now.
all the time. I
Yes.
got 3 of them. I love those hats.
I love those hats too.
They're so comfortable,
Ugh.
and but I don't. You can only wear them in the cold weather here. Like I don't wear them year round.
Oh, you
Maybe I'll
don't
wear them
have
to an event.
You need those thin ones.
They have 'em,
those
yep.
lightweight ones. They're great.
But for me, I associate them with winter. So I associate them
Correct.
with cold. And so I wear them to like right now where it's 41 degrees on April the 5th, which is ridiculous in Las Vegas. So right now it's supposed to be 85, but right now it's 41. So
85 where? Here?
it's supposed to be. I've had on my
Have you
birthday-
been outside?
No, that's what I mean. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 85.
It's freezing out.
I've had cabana pool parties on my birthday before moving here.
Oh, not
Like,
this year.
Not this year.
Not this year, son.
The
It's
pools are
cold
losing money hand over fist right now. Like,
Yeah.
Mother Nature is just not being a friend right now.
Yeah.
Although the weather forecast is going to change. So help is
Okay.
on the way. We are going to, after next weekend, we will finally get into the 80s consistently. And then we are good. We're through this nastiness and done.
Then it's going to be hot.
That's fine. Give me hot. Give me blisteringly hot. I'm totally
Okay.
fine with that. I mean,
All right.
I have this fancy gecko thing that Madeline has. I have to keep it down here 73 degrees down here. That thing's
why
going to
you
die.
keep that downstairs so hot.
Yeah, because that thing's going to die otherwise. His tank has got to be 95 degrees at all times.
Oh.
So I got to keep, so I had to keep it down
Uh-huh.
here.
All right.
So once it gets warm, I can finally keep this place cooler and it'll be hot in her room and whatever. That's fine. Just close the vents in her room and it'll be warm and we're all good.
Right.
So it's been frustrating. That's why under these lights every day, I sweat every show. I sweat. I change my shirt every single time we're done because I sweat. It's so
Yeah.
hot down here.
It is hot down there.
And
One
you guys
time
are
I
freezing
came
cold.
over before the cat got me. I was like, man, got
It's
it a little warm down here. But I mean, I live in an igloo.
You do.
This-
Yes.
This woman keeps this place absolutely freezing. I woke up this morning. I peeked at I could see the thermostat. I said, did we get to the under? She's like, what are you talking about? I said, did it make 62?
Wow.
And she's like, it's 63. I said, I think it was 62 overnight. Yeah. Slept with the full beanie on last night.
62.
62.
My gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
was-
Masters week here. This is such a fun week. I'm wearing the John A shirt for the Masters. Just one more sleep.
One
even though
more
it's-
sleep for the
even though
Masters?
Tomorrow we get to go watch the Masters tomorrow. In the book,
Uh-huh.
when the part 3 is today,
Mhm.
when had you seen the uptick in bets coming in? Is it today or tomorrow morning?
Oh, no. We're out west, sir. There's
I
no
know.
bets tomorrow morning.
Okay.
It has to come in today. But for a place like Circa with those prices and all that stuff, it's all week.
Mm.
Like it's all year.
Right.
You put up this stuff. I don't know. I think we used to put it up in October.
Wow.
Um,
How
Yeah.
much bigger? How much bigger of a handle is this comparatively?
this is more handle combined than all the other 3 majors combined.
Whew. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. This is like nothing else. This is awesome. I mean, real bets start coming in today because now we're a little bit, we just finished talking about the weather. And again,
We'll
you
get to
know,
the
you
weather.
guys-
It's a big story.
you guys, it is a big story. And I think, we talked about it yesterday on Sports Grid. We're talking about it here. Everybody's talking about the weather. Now that we're a day closer and we actually might know, but nobody knows.
Right.
I think people are going to start to make significant plays, limit plays and stuff today.
I mean, Saturday is going to be a low of 48, high of 55. Sunday is going to be a low of 50, high of 61. 86% chance of rain in the morning on Saturday. Just a 25% chance of rain on Sunday for the final round. So looks like we'll be okay with that. But Saturday, after the cut, that could be a real interesting day from a leaderboard perspective because the weather is going to be a huge story. Cold and wet and really bad news for Tiger.
Read a great story about his caddy, Joe LaCava, talking about how bad his knee is and how if he could play with a cart he could compete.
Oh,
But
he said
because he
won't.
has to walk,
Yeah.
can't compete. Can have a good round. He said the pain that he's in after walking all that time. And then, have you ever been to Augusta?
Yes. This today. I've been to the practice round. Never been to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I've been to a Wednesday.
Did you walk the course?
Yeah. Yeah. I walked with Tiger. I walked with Phil. I saw Arnie, Jack, and Gary Player. I watched all three of them. I walked with them around the par 3.
Did you walk the actual course though?
Yes. All 18 holes.
Is it hilly?
It's insane. TV does absolutely zero justice. When you stand at the first tee, it literally looks like a brick wall. It's straight uphill. Like I look at it and I'm like, how many guys hit the top of the fairway when you're driving it? Do they get it over the ridge? And they're like, yeah, that's why people who the members play 3-woods off the first tee, because you got to get the elevation to get it over that. Distance isn't a problem because it's not that far of a par 4. It's just straight uphill that you're hitting up to. So you can drive it. You hit a low stinger, you can drive it right into the fairway and kill all your momentum. And it's like a 200-yard drive. So the members hit 3-wood. So there is the back 9. You have no idea. Amen corner. You have no real the hit, the most famous shot out of the pine straw that Phil hit.
Yeah.
You have no idea that shot's not even plausible. Like, it's just not even. There's like 5 people on the planet that might have tried to do what he did. It's insane. What down and up and over in pine straw, not a good footing being suspect. So yes, Tiger's going to be in for it for 4 days. Walking.
Throw in the weather.
Cold is the worst. If it's warm, at least it's going to be, you're not feeling it. But anybody who's had arthritis, anybody who's had any issues with joints or legs, ankles, knees, you know what it's like when it's cold and wet. It sucks. And he's going to go play golf in that. It's really going to be, if he makes the cut, it's going to be tough for him to be competitive on Saturday and Sunday.
At some point will get to Augusta, but literally in Pittsburgh, it's all hills. Everything is a hill. So I'm used to it. I've seen it. I've played it. It's hard. Walking it with a bad leg, impossible. I don't think there's a lot of people that are playing him to make the cut.
Yes.
It's a small minus 165-ish, 175-ish.
Because of the comments he made. I think Tiger has been. Yesterday, Tiger Woods, for the first time, said he didn't know how many more Masters he has in him.
Right.
So
exactly.
He didn't know how many. I don't know how many times I'm going to be here. And he said the emotions here are different now because it's about his family. It's about Charlie. It's about remembering what he did, which is never what Tiger would ever talk about. He would only talk about what I'm going to do, not what I've done. So Belichick going on here, talking about, looking backwards and looking at all the 5 green jackets he's won. But it's remarkable. Like Madeline's teacher, I guess, did put on a practice round on Monday or Tuesday. Like Tiger Woods was on, they were stretching for gym class, and Mr. Lamy, her gym teacher, was teaching them about Tiger and what Tiger has done. So she came home all gung-ho talking about Tiger and 5 green jackets, and she thought she was all, tapped into it. I would love for my daughter to golf. I've told her this a million times. I would love for you to go golf. But the idea of Tiger being a ceremonial figure has been one that he has rejected hard. And yet he said at the press conference, my game is really good. I have no stamina.
Right.
I can't do it for 4 days. He's like, I can chip because I'm better at chipping, driving, putting right now. I know this golf course. I can play this golf course. I just can't play this golf course for 4 days in a row.
Right.
So I don't know how much longer we're going to see Tiger. He may not do the Jack and the Arnie thing. I wish he would. I think it's really special when you see these guys who have lifetime exemptions come back and play it every year, just to play it, just to be around, go to the Champions dinner like last night, and have a walk down memory lane. But maybe he'll do that because of his son. Maybe his son will win the Masters one day, and he'll be there for his kid. I don't know, but it's gonna suck when he stops playing this event.
It will, but you can understand his mentality, right?
100%.
It wasn't anything about other than winning the Masters for him, and him having that celebration, look back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can't do it. It's hard for someone like that to go, yeah, I'm just gonna go back and swing it a little bit, and I'll do the ceremonial first starter thing and
Right.
whatever. I don't know. I don't know if that's his. I don't know. I mean,
It's not his style. It hasn't never. I mean, mentally, he's always been such a ferocious competitor. He's been so far ahead mentally. Forget physically. Mentally, he's been so far ahead of everybody. But if Tiger Woods is not in the Masters,
mhm.
what does that do to the handle? Like next year, if
uh,
Tiger's not there, what does it do?
when he didn't play, it was a noticeable level off. Let's put it that way. There's none of that. I mean, for years, it was just like, wow, we got to really manage the Tiger risk, and we got to make sure that um, if or when he wins, we don't lose too much.
Right.
When he's not in it, it's scattered all over. I mean, it's better for books exposure, I think, but it also leaves you with different positions that you're not used to. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not just beat one favorite, it's beat multiple Scheffler, maybe Rom and Rory or something with then you got these other long shots like that people will just start to bet. Number starts to come down. Um,
It's interesting because I think Scotty Scheffler's got a chance to. I I've been watching the Golf Channel for the last 4 days, and this is
mhm,
kind of typical, right? We ignore golf, and then I got to go learn. I'm like, okay,
right,
the live golf guys forgot about that. They're playing in this thing, and oh, right, we got controversy about what that guy said and what this guy said, and okay, there's all
right.
this stuff going on. But the Golf Channel's done a really good job in the last couple of days of highlighting who Scotty Scheffler is, and this guy might be the most likable dude on the PGA Tour.
Right?
He is really relatable. Drives a
Yeah.
2012 SUV,
Uh-huh.
married his high school sweetheart,
Uh-huh.
and just is kind of like an aw shucks kind of guy. When he wins a big tournament, he doesn't buy anything big. He goes and buys an extremely expensive bottle of tequila and has all of the friends over and they all drink it. Like
Mhm.
that's what he does to celebrate big
Uh,
wins. Doesn't buy a boat, doesn't buy, a sports car or something. He's just a very down to earth, relatable guy. And now, if he wins or is competitive again after winning the Masters last year and having a chance to come back and talk about it and appreciate it and try to do it again, he has a chance to be a really big star, a really big player. I don't know how much he'll drive handle, but I think people will really gravitate towards him.
it's guys like that that I think it has to take a second time
I agree.
to
No,
get
you're
back
absolutely
on,
right.
like,
For the public, you're
it's
absolutely right because it came out
mm-mm,
of nowhere. Like Scotty Scheffler
right.
was killing everybody, and we were like, "Oh wow, this is amazing!" And then like he wins the Masters, you're like, "Oh, so it's like that." So
Yeah.
you're not just the number one player in the world. You've won the Masters now. Okay, do it again. And that's the separated because we've seen guys win one green jacket, right? Like Mike Weir won one green jacket. Like, where did Mike Weir go? Like, it was like he had a good career, but he didn't do anything after winning the green jacket. Big. So, from a public perspective, yeah, it's do it once, great. Now do it again.
Danny Willett was the perfect example of that one. That
Yep.
was one that a lot of people
Did he win another major though?
would have to look it up. I know he didn't win another Masters, but
No, right. He hasn't yet.
yeah, that was one of the best of all time bets that a lot of people in the business had, and the sweat was unbelievable. And some guys, that was the biggest score of their life. I
Nope.
mean, one of the guys I worked with,
Yeah.
he never won another one, another
He's
major
never won on a
period.
major, never won on a master, won the
Right.
2016 Masters. His best finish is tied for sixth at the 2015 and 2019 Open Championship in England for the British Open.
Yeah. We still
So,
we still talk about that's one of the ones that everybody that I worked with, all the guys and stuff in the book, that's one of the fishing stories where we basically
ah.
caught Jaws. They 200 to 1, they started betting it in February and slowly stealthed it to 150, slowly stealthed it to 100, slowly stealthed it to when they finally told me, and I got a little 80 to 1 or 60 to 1. The sweat was amazing. Um, it's 1 top of second, 0-0. Pirates, Red Sox. We're gonna keep that updated throughout
Please do.
because
It's on
yeah,
the rundown.
I read it. That's why I'm peeking at it. That's good. But yeah, are you attacking this thing with outrights, or are you doing this? I mean,
I'm
we're in
not sure I'm
Vegas, so
betting
it's
it.
tough. Oh,
I'm not
really?
sure. I'm not sure
Okay.
I'm betting it. I haven't come around to I'm so bad at golf. I'm bad at baseball, but baseball, my approach to baseball so far, so good. All right. So I've come out of the gate here, not lighting anything on fire, but
Right.
I'm 6-2 in baseball so far,
Okay.
which is monumental compared to like me being in the green for baseball is dumb. Like it's not normal for me
Okay.
to be in the green. So I
Right.
nailed that under yesterday with the Marlins and the Twins. We'll get to that game in a second.
Damn it! I knew we should have done the B squared. I didn't want to force
Yeah,
it.
but you've kind of you kind of did it though. I mean, I'm counting that as B square. You could have tipped the cap to it. So it's been 5 in a row now. When you're like, I really like this, or you say big square, it's five. It's 5 in a row. But betting on the Masters, I feel like I have to, like I'm supposed to. And
Why?
well, it's my job. I mean, part of the juice is that, the audience wants to have action. So they're going to want me to recommend what I think is going to play. But I feel like you can't even fade me. Like I like bets where if I'm cold, go ahead and fade me, bet the other side, and I'm making the audience money, and it works.
Right.
But it's hard to even fade a Masters. But what, a Masters outright? You can't really do that. I guess at Circa you can. You can bet the no for someone who's going to win it.
Correct. You can.
But that's kind of, I don't know. I mean, I think that there is a odd situation right now in the betting space where, like you mentioned, everybody wants to bet it, but this will be the first golf tournament I'm going to watch this year.
Right.
So all of a sudden I'm going to bet money on a sport that I love the Masters. I love watching the Masters. I don't need money on the Masters to enjoy it. So I get it. We're a gambling show. I'm supposed to tell everybody about betting on this, but like, I feel like I'm more inclined to bet this thing at the turn after the cut to see the course, to see who's playing well, and then look at what they've done historically when the weather's crappy, and then make a bet like that and make a head-to-head on Saturday or a head-to-head on Sunday and make a bet like that, then come up with an outright. I think I'll throw like $20 on a couple of outrights just to have something. Like, I don't mind betting Scotty Scheffler to win it again, but I think that's probably not going to happen. I don't mind. I think there's a really good shot that the live guys have a real tough run and some of them do not make the cut. So I think there's some value in betting on the live guys.
Guys are on this Koepka.
Yeah, I love Brooks Koepka. No, Brooks is phenomenal. I think Brooks to win it is 100% possible. Brooks only does well in the majors, and Brooks is the biggest fuck you golfer on the planet. And he will 100% thrive. If anybody boos him or anybody says something to him from the gallery about being a part of the Live Tour, he'll eat that up. That is absolute energy for Brooks Koepka.
Well,
so,
the person will be shown the exit. The patrons aren't allowed to get too unruly.
Yeah, you can whisper stuff. You can say stuff that won't get caught. You can, yeah, you're not supposed to, right? But I mean, look at the picture yesterday from the Champions Dinner and look at where all the live guys were, where they were positioned when they were standing. They were all on the outside.
I didn't
on the right and on the left. They were just like pushed away, slid them aside because, look, they're not popular right now. In that room, they're not popular right now.
Right.
So, yeah, everyone's trying to hold a stiff upper lip and be very cordial and polite, but a lot of bad blood going on right now on that golf course. It's going to be some awkward pairings that are going to happen tomorrow and Friday. So, but I'll be looking a little on that. But yeah, Brooks is a good bet. It's Dustin Johnson's a good bet. Another guy from the Live Tour. Bet him if you want.
I think I would fade him myself. I mean, his success has been good, but he don't even look like he wants to play golf. Even on the
that's
stuff. Like
yeah.
It's just,
you don't know how much a guy's practicing, and that's always a very great question. How much is a guy playing? How much is a guy practicing? Especially the live guys who have been given so much money.
Right.
And Cam Smith had a very interesting question or statement. Who's on the Live Tour, former number 1 player in the world, and he was like, the Live Tour. He's like, the PGA Tour is definitely deeper, and Greg Norman responded by saying, yeah, I can't wait when our 17 guys are dancing on the 18th green with the green jacket. And Cam Smith was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not doing anything like that. So like Norman wasn't even invited to be here. So Greg Norman's not going to be on property for the event. There's a lot of questions. I mean, the Augusta folks are like, this is fine, guys. You can be here. But if you step out of line and do something like that, if you show your ass on Sunday, it's going to be curtains. It'll be a bad. So I think Cam Smith and a lot of the players are like, look, we appreciate everything that's gone on, but we're not really interested in starting a world war that will keep us away from this golf tournament forever.
Yeah.
They want to play this golf
need
tournament.
To. Right. Yeah. There's no need to. So
we'll see. But just quickly before we move on from this, any advice that you would give just from a betting perspective? Any for someone who's never bet golf before? Anything that you could help them with in terms of strategies?
I would just say don't overextend yourself.
Okay.
Like just don't.
I compare this golf betting to me is like going to the traveling fair and you play the game with the basket that has the crooked rim and you're trying to shoot the basket through the crooked rim. You got to have everything perfectly aligned for you to hit. It is very difficult. To get the outright.
Yeah. It's, I mean, you have to do it with the expectation that I think either, you spread the bankroll out a little bit. You can try to just bet one guy and root. I think I've seen a lot of guys do matchups. Matchups are great.
Yeah. I like head-to-heads a lot.
Because it's just beating one guy.
And it also gives you something to watch below the leaderboard. Why I like it is because, so like, say you bet a guy on a Thursday and then a Saturday or Sunday, and they're like 5 or 7 shots off the lead. You're watching something below the leaderboard versus what they're showing you. So you're interested in what's happening down the leaderboard versus what's happening at the top. So if one guy gets it and runs away, it doesn't matter. You're still very much in tune with what's happening on the golf course.
Right. Yeah, that's one way. The top 10s, top 20s, Dubsy was on a lot with us last year, Dubsy Wednesdays. He's not going to be on today, Brigade. Sorry. We tried to figure it out, but he couldn't make it. Anyhow, he talked a lot about those markets. I think those are good ways to do it. There's a lot of fun props.
Hold on, just to reiterate, if you're going to bet top 10, if you're going to bet top 20, you've got to look at the house rules. Okay?
Oh, you have to. That's right.
You have got to look at house rules.
This
is a reminder.
Splits.
It's a reminder.
Yeah.
Are you judged on ties or are you splitting the pot? So this is something to really, really look at.
Yep.
It's been the Euro model. I cannot stand.
Yep.
If your guy ties for 10th, you're not cashing your bet at the odds that you place the bet at.
No. If you got him at 10-1 and he ties with 3 people, you get 3.3 to 1. Just so you know.
And you can lose money too on it. Like you can if you're laying.
If too many people tie for the thing. Oh yeah, that's no good. Yeah.
You bet 100, they give you 80 back.
Yeah.
Thank you. They took 20 bucks from you.
Yeah,
wait a minute, I won.
They call it the dead heat rule. Thank you, Mr. C and J Park and all you guys.
One book calls it the dead heat rule.
Well, it's what it is, but it's crap.
It's crap. It's the crap rule. Is what it is. Complete garbage. And not every book does it, by the way. Not every book. So FYI, not every book does that.
And then like the country, the best Canadian.
I
golf,
love that.
best,
yes.
Those are fun. Those are because
Dubsy's hit a couple of those. I remember Dubsy here when we were doing Dubsy Wednesdays. Dubsy hit a couple of the guy to represent top from that country, Australia, England, wherever he's nailed that.
Yeah, those are fun. I would, just keep it fun and don't overextend yourself. I like waiting too. I did that. Was it last year? Might have partaken in waking up and seeing the Scheffler had a lead.
Yeah,
and said, you know what, this price is a little bit light. I think he's going to do it, and bet it in game before he started the round on Sunday.
Right.
I think I did that. I can't remember. I'm lucky I remember yesterday. So, yeah. But there's the options now to do it, not just after each round adjusted. The in-game golf is fascinating. It's fascinating.
I can't wait till we get the actual in-game golf.
It's going to be a while, Perrault.
I know. But when we get the actual final round coming down the stretch, back 9, birdie bogey, bet, consistent, shot, fairway green, consistent, no lag, quick. That's in-game betting in golf is perfect. I mean, it's absolutely the perfect sport to have fast bets be put up, fast markets be put up, and you people firing on it. But yes, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Internet needs to catch up.
Right.
So just real quick on this one story, because I found this to be fascinating. So when we talk about the baseball and the ball being juiced potentially, it's always like we don't know for a fact whether it's juiced or not. We've had Deflategate with football as to how the football is pumped up. Is it too high, too hard? The basketballs were being talked about at the Final Four and throughout the tournament that the basketballs were being pumped up too high. They were too stiff, and so they were rattling out a lot more. It was harder to get the ball to go in if it touched the rim. So that was a big controversy that really wasn't talked about all that much, but it definitely was talked about in the gambling spaces about why. Because people were saying, why are these unders coming in? And people were saying, well, the basketball's pumped up too high. That's why. So whether that's true or not.
Okay.
The RNA has made an announcement that they are now in a period of observation.
What is the RNA for the people that don't know?
That is the governing body for England, for the Europeans. And it's it's their version of the PGA.
Okay.
Royal National, I forget exactly what it stands for.
Okay.
They are in conjunction with the PGA talking about changing the golf ball for the pros, not the amateurs.
Oh.
They want to create a golf ball that is just for professionals.
Oh.
To limit distance off the tee.
They just thought of this?
Nope, they've been talking about this for a while. This has been a long conversation, but this is the first time that they're actually thinking about doing this. The proposal was made. So now they're in a conversation period.
Are the pros okay with this?
They are not at all.
Not at all, right?
A couple of them are furious, to be honest.
Oh, boy.
Justin Thomas ripped this up and down, saying this is stupid because and they're right on this point. He's right on this point. One of the cool things about the PGA Tour or golf in general is you can play what the pros play. Now, you might think you're a pro, but you can play their golf ball. You can play their golf clubs. You can wear their attire. Now, it doesn't mean you're Tiger. It doesn't mean that you're Phil. It doesn't mean you're but you have the ability to use the same equipment. It's the same theory from baseball hats or jerseys or baseball gloves. You wear what the pros wear. If you change the golf ball, people who are scratch golfers are going to go, wait, I want to play with that ball. And that's going to be a problem for the manufacturers because they don't want to produce that ball. They want to have a ball that's made, that's used on tour. That's Titleist's whole marketing scheme. Use what the pros use. The Pro V1 is $50 a dozen because the pros use this golf ball at Augusta. You get to use it. So now they're thinking about changing it.
Will find golf a lot less fun if they have to use a ball that only the pros are using and it limits distance.
Yeah.
Chicks dig the long ball as a baseball saying for years.
Applies to
golfers dig the long ball when they play.
That's why drivers are so expensive and putters are not.
Yeah. Well,
some putters
are expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, people, if you ask an average person how much their putter costs, it's going to be between $80 and $150.
Well, they should buy a nice putter. Might help the putts.
True. Scotty Cameron's are $350, $400 though.
Somebody gave me a Scotty Cameron. I still have it. I love it.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The roll is so different. It's worth it. It
was well worth it. Yeah, it was well worth it. But I don't know. That's a. I mean, what are we supposed to answer to that? Like, you should have done this 20 years ago. You've changed the face of golf and everything about it.
But doesn't it? If this happens, right? I'm bringing this up from a book perspective. If you're a bookmaker and you have years of data based upon what an average score is going to be at a certain golf course, given the distance off the tee and what the players generally, the area, because if you watch a golf tournament by Sunday, all the ball marks off the tee to the second shot are all in like a 50-yard radius. The guys are all generally in the same area.
Almost, yeah. I would even say smaller, but go ahead.
So you have that radius where, okay, there's everyone. That's where they're driving it to, somewhere between like 340, 320 yards. So now we're going to take it back, and now we're going to drop it 10, 15 yards back. It changes the model, it changes the final score, and it changes who's in competition to win the tournament, does it not?
Oh, without a doubt.
So I think from a book perspective, bookmakers are going to be like, wait, what are you doing? Like, hold on a second. Like, this is going to create this is kind of like baseball this year, where we have the pitch clock and we have all these stolen bases that are through the roof. Overs are coming in like crazy. Home run balls are flying. And everyone's like, maybe that 9.5 needs to be 10. Maybe that 8.5 needs to be 9.
That's
You guys
great.
start adjusting totals.
Just listen, create more action. That's all the books want. Who
Mm.
cares? Yeah, it'll make it harder, but the
Okay.
books will adjust easy. I think the public will be like, wait a second, what are we watching here? Six
they'll be
under's
mad.
going to win a tournament again?
That's what they want. Yes.
You know, every tournament's going to look like the U.S. Open without the rough, because
Well, they're
gonna have to
mad,
make
like
2 shots every time, and instead of driver
yeah.
wedge, it's going to be driver 4-iron like a regular person. I don't
So
know.
take Augusta National for a second. Augusta National, in the wake of Tiger Woods and what he did to the golf tournament, had to go and buy the plot of land next to Augusta National in order to elongate the golf course because of what Tiger did. They literally had to go buy land, and it cost them millions to go buy land to be able to change the golf course, because they had built it in a way that was right in the plot of land that Bobby Jones had purchased and built Augusta National. So there was all land all around that they didn't own. They had to buy the land to elongate the holes. So just to Tiger proof the golf course. It's no longer Tiger. It's now everyone.
Everybody
is like this.
Everybody.
And so the golf course is getting bludgeoned because where you used to have to hit a 3-iron or a 4-iron into a very small green, they're hitting 7-iron into the green.
Yeah.
And so it makes the course play much easier.
For you non-golf guys, that means you got a little more control with
Spin.
and spin and what they can do. I mean, you remember the ad campaign, "These guys are good"?
Oh, yeah.
Never more true than actual professional golfers. You watch them play, and just sounds different when you're close. You hear them, you're like, "What was that noise?" Oh, that's how they hit the drive. Then you stand by the green and watch a ball come in with that ball flight and then spin backwards and stuff towards the hole, and you're like, he meant to do that exact thing. That was just, it leaves you speechless.
Well, golf is a sport that has no defense. The course is the defense. So it's the ultimate ego sport, because you grab a golf club, you rip the club, and all you do is look at your opponent and go, can you match that? Because there's no defense like basketball. There's no defense like soccer. The physical nature of the course is the only defense that the tournament has to change the topography, change the speed of the greens, the length of the rough. That's the only defense you have.
Weather.
So, in weather too, right? So, like, that is a huge problem. Yeah, you can't control that. So it's a huge problem for these golf courses that pride themselves on, I mean, 20 under is insulting to the members. Like, they get mad. They don't like it when somebody goes out there and shoots 20 under for the Masters. That bothers them. They don't like to see that stuff.
Yeah,
they want
I
6, 7, 8.
Understood that. That's like, what's the big deal?
Well, it's just because they want to see their golf course be respected. You know, they take pride in it. They're paying a lot of money to be members, so they want the course to be challenging. They want the course to be difficult. I want the U.S. I don't care what the Masters score is. I always want the U.S. Open score to be 5 or 6 under.
Right.
I want the guys to get killed. Like, it's the U.S. Open. It should be
the one even par. I mean, it's not
beautiful. I mean, even better. I mean, I just think 2 under par for 4 rounds is, 1-2 under par is, and I'm good. That's what it should be. It should be a real test of golf, because it is over there in England when they go, if the wind's howling when you're playing the Open Championship, you can see a bogey golf can win the thing sometimes, depending on how bad the wind's blowing when it's over there. So it's just,
Reynolds just got robbed on a ground ball second. It's 0-0 top of third right now.
Oh, well, I'm going with the under in this game. How about that? Well, speaking of being robbed, if you did bet the Parlay, if you want me to say it, Bedard lay, which I did not do.
Calgary, without the D, it sounds better.
No, Calgary Flames blew it up yesterday because the Calgary Flames, as -455 favorites,
lost the game.
Lost outright. They've lost all games. The Calgary Flames are 0-3 this year against the Blackhawks. How do you do that?
I mean, they go and they beat the Knights, and they're playing like they're going to get that last playoff spot and maybe make some noise and
Won
make
5
some
in a row.
problems, and then go and lose to that. It's sports, man. Right? It's sports.
Overlook. Don't take him seriously. It was 2-0 and it was 2-2 going into the third. And you're like, all right, maybe they'll squeeze it out. Gave up 2 quick goals. They scored 1 back and they lost it 4-3. I mean, I was watching the broadcast on ESPN Plus. They had the Calgary broadcast. The Calgary broadcasters were just beside themselves.
Yeah, just frustrating, right?
They're
to
just
watch.
like, you cannot allow this hockey team to do this to you, given what they've done to everyone else in the league. Like, what is it about this team that's causing the Calgary Flames to look awful? Because Chicago can't beat anybody, and yet they've beaten the Flames all 3 times.
I just looked down in the chat. These guys are the guys in the chat are starting to talk about a BVB golf outing. Do you think we're ready for that? We're not ready.
I am. I'm always ready for golf outings.
Have you touched your clubs yet in 2023?
They were pulled out over this weekend. This weekend, I got them ready. The second I get 70 degrees, I'm at the range. I'm just not. I'm not hitting golf balls in 55-degree weather. I'm just not.
You go to Angel Park?
I do sometimes. It's okay. I prefer to go to the one by my house. The
Red Rock?
Nope. Red Rock. What's Red Rock? I mean, country club?
Go Red Rock and just hit balls at the range. It's fantastic.
You can do that? That's open to the public? Oh, I didn't know it was open to the public.
Yeah, there's a public side and
the one by the course up by Sun City has a driving range. That's where I go to.
Okay.
Which is
that's
like
a grass one, right? That's yeah. Okay.
It's like I don't know. It's probably
I forget the name of that course. I know what you're talking about.
10 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So that's where and I play there. Those 3 courses that are in Sun City are the ones I play a lot for practice rounds in the afternoons. It's
great.
I don't know. I grew up playing this way, and I've realized that I've gone back to it more in the last 5 years, and I am actually really happier when I get to do it, to tee off at 4:00 by myself and go play 9 holes and like whip through 9 holes.
It's crazy. I learned how to play at a very, late age. It was just playing too many other sports and didn't have time for it.
You're a hockey player. At least you hit a golf ball pretty well.
But I play hockey lefty and I golf righty.
Oh, wow.
Completely different. Yeah.
Why?
So I don't know, because I think I'm left-handed, trapped in a right-handed world. I do some things lefty. I do some other things righty. Very confusing.
So when the first time someone handed you a golf club, your first inclination was to go right-handed?
I don't think so. But I was playing baseball and I preferred to hit righty. I could hit both when I was young, but I preferred to hit righty and it felt better. But I could never play hockey righty. I just played hockey lefty. Yeah. So, but I used to go all the time.
So do you like holding a hockey stick, you're right-handed dominant, or are you left-handed dominant?
I mean, my top hand's my right hand. Hold the hockey.
Right. So is it right? But I mean, like if you watch hockey players, like which hand is most dominant on the stick? Like defensemen, oftentimes I've been told that defensemen will play like that because they're right-handed, but they want to be right-handed dominant for stick poking.
Oh,
so they'll be a left-handed point defenseman.
Never even occurred to me to even think of that. I don't know.
Because they would purge stick checking. They prefer to be right-handed dominant because then, but they're able to reach and they're going to play on the left side of the point and be a left-handed shot.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. I never thought about the right hand, left hand dominant.
Okay.
I just know that's the way I played. But
right
when I started playing golf, I used to go and do the same thing you did. I would go by myself. And get paired up. And I met so many cool people.
Oh no, I always ask. I call ahead and say, "Can I play by myself?" I play 2 balls by myself. I don't want anyone with me. That's why I like it. I put earbuds in and I just go play. It's peace and serenity. And I call ahead and go, "Hey, are you busy? If I come, can I go out solo with a cart?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, come on down." Or like, "No, we're too busy, man." So and then I can't do it.
I did that after I came back from Curacao.
Nice.
Because I came back from the islands and didn't have a job for like a year.
Good for you.
All I did was play golf and play cards and travel, and it was unbelievable. But
the life.
Playing golf by yourself is fun. Like it can be fun, and you learn so much. It's practice.
I mean, I snuck the way I like this is going to sound kind of like a funny story, but I lived in a very rich town. I was not a rich kid. So I learned the game of golf by sneaking on to the Andover Country Club at dusk, where the members would be gone.
Right.
So how we would do it is we would sneak in between groups. So we would see a hole, we would jump in.
Kids don't do this.
Don't do this. You
Kids
can't
don't do
really
this
anymore.
if
But
you're
like
watching this.
I would sneak in. I would play 2 or 3 holes, and then we go back and we play the
Right.
same 2 or 3 holes. We look for the same window and jump in. And I was 12 years old. We grabbed Garcia Vega cigars. We thought we were fun. Thought we were cool. So we throw them down. We go ahead. We were caddies. So we watched how all the pros did it or how the members did it, and we just want to mimic the members.
Right.
I got chased off by the groundskeeper, I don't know, thousands of times, to the point where at the end of one summer, he just came up to us and said, all right, I'm sick of chasing you two off this course.
Right.
Here's the time. This is when you can come play. These are the
Right.
holes you can play.
Right.
This is the time. Because we were always respectful. Like we always replaced our divots. We always tended the green properly. We repaired our spike marks. Like
Of course.
we were always very respectful of the game and of the course. And eventually he figured that out, that we were just playing. Like we're just 2 kids who wanted to play.
Right.
So Mike Trombley and Mike recently passed away, but Mike Trombley and he lived at the bottom of the hill. The top of the hill was the Andover Country Club. So we would go grab our clubs and we'd walk up and we would just sit and wait. and then we would run on there and we would just act like we belonged, like a couple of kids, because walkers were allowed to be there after. If you were a member and a walker, you could go out. Kids could play after 5. That's how I learned the game. That's how I learned playing, and it stuck with me. I could have played in college. I could have played in high school. I never wanted to, because I always knew the game would be the one thing I'd play the rest of my life.
Right.
In team sports, I would not. So I played team sports instead.
Kids, we appreciate you if you're watching or listening to the show, subscribing to the show, hitting the like button while you're here, and telling people about the show. But don't tell them if you go sneak on a golf course that you heard it from me. If you blame Perrault,
go ahead.
He's at Sports Talk Matt.
Yeah,
say, oh, he did it.
I'll own it.
Pirates just hit a home run. It's 1-0 Buccos. Carlos Santana, ding dong, 1-0 Buccos.
Who's pitching for the Red Sox?
Kluber.
Oh gosh.
Let's freeze in there. There's no one at the park.
There's not. It's a day game in the middle of let's see. Let's check out the air temperature in Boston, Massachusetts right now is a balmy 42 degrees.
That is no fun.
42 degrees.
Yeah, I'm getting texts right now from my Pittsburgh guys. Are you coming home for a home opener? I don't think so.
No?
I would like to, but I got people I got to answer to here.
Yeah.
She may change the locks. If I say I'm going to the Pirate home opener, like on the spur of the moment, it's going to cost like a dime to get the plane ticket. I got a place to stay or two, but like she ain't going to be happy with me. So I got to strategically plan that. But that's fun. Like that, so golf still has that, like, does it still get you excited to go play golf?
100%.
That's good.
The Masters golf. There's certain sounds in life that I love.
Yeah.
Spikes on cement heading to the first tee is high for sounds that I absolutely love.
You can't wear metal spikes anymore, Matthew.
Yeah, just spikes in general.
Yeah.
But spikes still make noise.
Right. Oh, I hear it every day when these kids, I mean, they used to walk around the house with their cleats on.
Right.
I mean,
that clinking sound when you walk into the first tee. I love playing golf in the summertime in the morning. I think it's super fun to be out there when you don't get it much in Vegas because it goes from like 90 to 105. But like back at home, it would go from like 75 to 95. And you get that ramp up of temperature, and there's dew on the grass, and it starts to warm up, and the course plays differently on the front.
Prefer the morning tee time or the late tee time?
By myself, afternoon. With people, morning. Right. I prefer to play with morning. I love the lunchtime turn. I love the hot dog. I love the beer. You don't drink. I don't drink much on the golf course ever, but I do love the fact that you can go out there and play in the morning, have lunch, have an afternoon beer, get to the end. 4 hours.
I used to say I was a PM player because I would always come alive on a back nine.
Okay.
Or when we started later, guys would wear out quicker and I would last longer. It took me a long time to become an AM player and have that early tee time and get loose. Couldn't get loose first thing in the morning.
It's tough. But I mean, you got to go to bed the right time. You got to do it right. Like, it's an athletic event. People like my boys, my boys Andrew and AC never figure that out. That like you can't go and party till 2 a.m. and have an 8 o'clock tea time. It doesn't really work.
When's the last time you did a guy's golf trip?
AC's bachelor party here in Vegas, which was about a year ago.
Oh, you did like back to back days of golf?
Yeah, we played. It was pretty wild. You ever had caddy girls?
No.
Those are fun. That was my first experience doing that here in Vegas. Highly recommend it. What? You know what caddy girls are here in Vegas?
No.
Oh, when the caddies come and they're not really caddies. It's a fun experience.
Talking about golf.
It is golf. You just said guys trip it was a guys trip. We played golf 3 straight days. And on the final day,
oh God,
4 very attractive young ladies showed up to be our caddies. And it was extremely fun. It was a interesting day.
Were they lefty or right?
I don't know. It didn't really matter to me. It was fun though. And so that was so I have done a guy trip recently. It was a year ago when we did that. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right.
So I think
we used to go to places like Penn National in the middle of Pennsylvania, where they would just play golf, and like there were 6 cabins and everybody met at night.
That's so fun.
Played cards all night.
That's so fun.
Ordered pizza, talk shit.
Yep.
Get up in the morning, get your draws, go out, play 18, come in, eat, go back out, play 9.
Yeah.
Sometimes some guys would go and play 18 more, but like 9 was enough. And then everybody went, met, quick eat, play cards, do it again. Those are the best.
They're phenomenal trips.
And we are long overdue for one of those. Can you imagine what the BVB like golf outing weekend could be if we pick a state?
Can we not do it here?
Definitely not doing it in Vegas.
Okay. I would love not to do it here. I would love to do that, but I'd love to do that not here.
We're not doing it here.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Because it's too much. Like, I want the experience of being away.
Yeah.
Versus like we live here. Like most of the courses here I've played. Like I want to go to a place where, man, if I could swing it. Have you ever heard of Dismal River?
Dismal River?
Yeah.
Sounds like your picks last night, but no.
I went 3-1 last night, my friend. Thank you very much. I had a nice winning night last night.
Pirates Sixers is all I remember. That was Dismal
River. That's fine, but I had a good night. I didn't bet the Sixers game because I told you if Jaylen Brown was out, I wasn't betting it. So yeah, Jaylen Brown was out. Anyway, although I did bet +5.5 in game and cashed that because your Sixers were brain dead at the end of the game.
What was the end of it? Go ahead.
They were brain dead in that game. But Dismal River is the course I walked with Jack in Western Nebraska, where you can fly in.
Western Nebraska? You want to do this in Western Nebraska?
So it's unbelievable. There's 2 courses. One's private, one's public. Dismal River is public, but you can potentially get onto the private course too. It's links golf in America. It's so fun. It's so fun. It was unbelievable. Like that. I mean, maybe not there, but that type of course, I want to play something that we don't get normally here. Something unique.
Go to the Carolinas and play something with trees or something?
Let's go to Myrtle.
Oh, that beach golf is like links golf too, though. There's no trees.
Let's go to Myrtle. Myrtle's phenomenal. I would love I go to Sanibel Island. You want to go to Florida? Go play at Sanibel Island?
Yeah, we could do that.
That would be fun to go play that.
We got golf guys here. Maybe we'll have to figure out, put something. We got to get a fucking sponsor first. But once we do that, we're going to have a golf outing. That'd be great.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. So back to hockey.
Yep. Go ahead.
Jets and the Flames are playing tonight. I have a bet on this. I'll let your take and I'll give it to you in bet it or book it. But how do you feel about the Jets and the Flames tonight?
I mean, I can't quit the Flames. I can't quit betting against the Jets. This is one of those games that, like,
they're pissed off.
Be in the book, and everybody would be, the Flames just lost to the Blackhawks.
Yeah,
they can't win.
Right,
and then they go win.
Right.
I don't know. I like Calgary.
So do I.
You said this is in bet it or book it?
It is. I like Calgary. We'll get more to that later. Okay. Oilers win 3-1 last night at the LA Kings. They're now moved up to the number 2 option to win the West. Plus 420 to win the West. I'm telling you,
Good game.
I'm getting real close to saying Edmonton's the team to beat in the West. They're playing defense in really impressive ways.
You know, it's funny. So had a bit of a meltdown last night, just myself in the house with these kids, and then
Yeah.
you know, the trying to get all the accountant's information for him ready, and I had the game on. I'm watching it, but I'm not listening. I'm just watching, and I'm like, "Damn, Edmonton looks good. Like, wow, this is they're playing. Man, they got a goalie. Like, I think they got a goalie." So I sent a text to the hockey guy at Caesars here, who I used to work with, T-Foss, Tommy, and I said, "Is it time to bet Edmonton?" And he's known, like, every year before the season, he picks 2 teams in each conference to win it all. And I've seen him hit the Kings. I've seen him hit, like, some crazy tickets. So, he never tells you who they are until the playoffs start. I used to sit next to him and go, "Who you got?" And he wouldn't tell you. But he would tell you as the playoffs started because you could see it in the odds.
Right.
Check the odds for Edmonton.
4-1 to win the West.
Yeah. He didn't say it, but he said it. It depends on the matchup. And then I asked him, "Can you put up the exactas, please?"
Please.
The software won't allow him to do it until the regular season is complete because it crosses numbers. There's something wrong with it. I get it. It's not the right answer, but it is a good answer.
Okay.
So his limitations are he would have it up now, but he can't put it up. So we were discussing that last night, and it came up that Edmonton, if you don't know, now you know.
Right.
You got to watch out for Edmonton.
I think you bet him to win the West. I think you bet him to win the Cup. I think those are 2 decent bets at the moment. Give me Edmonton. By the way, it was 88. It was 88-89. That was Gretzky with the Oilers beating the Bruins.
Yeah.
I want revenge for that. Not 99-1. 88-89.
90-91. I thought you were saying that because that's when the Penguins swept the Bruins and went on to win
No,
their first
I'm not
Stanley
worried
Cup.
about the Penguins.
I thought that's why you said 90-91 because I was like, "Oh, he's still mad
you
about
don't
it.
want
That
any
was
part
great."
of the Bruins in the opening round. You want the Penguins to avoid the Bruins at all costs.
Listen, I don't know if you saw last night, but the Penguins looked like they were 80 years old last
They
night.
did.
against
They
the
got
Devils.
housed by the Devils.
Josh
5-1.
Owie, who writes for The Athletic, one of the Penguin writers, posted it and said, "This may be the end."
Oh, of
Like,
it all?
well, it just may. I mean, they've made the
Yeah,
playoffs what
Crosby,
17 times
Malkin,
in a row or
the
something.
end of the
Like,
run?
but this is. He said they look like an old adult league team playing against kids, and they did. Like when it was 3-0, I didn't turn it back on. I just
Right.
kept checking the score. I was like, if they don't score, it's done. And they didn't score. It was 4-0. It was 5. It was done. So I don't want to say it out loud, but I mean, I said it yesterday. I want to see him make the playoffs to keep the streak alive, but it's going to be an ugly week.
Is the streak important to the fans?
No,
Really?
not in Pittsburgh. No, they
Huh.
want to win. They
Yeah.
just want to win. Like and the
Interesting.
Penguins has been, along with the Steelers, they've won.
Right.
They've tasted it. It wasn't
Right,
even
a
that
lot.
long ago.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs and the streak's broken, there's going to be a call to
Blow
let's
it up.
get the shit together.
Blow it up.
Break it up. Let's go.
Yeah, trading things off. It's interesting. Oilers are laying 350 at the Ducks on a back-to-back. The puck line's minus 146.
You want the Ducks?
No,
What the hell could I offer you to take the Ducks with real money?
nothing.
Even $20.
I'm shocked it's not 2.5 yet.
It will be.
I mean, it should be 2.5. It's minus 152 now on the puck line. So it's
Yeah.
going up. People are betting the puck line. It's ridiculous. But it's 7.5 now. That changed.
That should have started there, right?
Man, FanDuel has no chill. They don't care, man. They flash 7.5 more than anybody else. They don't give a flip.
No. I mean, they're trying to. I mean, I like what they're doing. They're getting off the market a little bit.
I haven't seen many 7.5s
fun.
in Vegas. Have you?
No.
I mean, it's rare I see a 7.5 flash in Las Vegas. It's always an East Coast book that flashes the 7.5.
Yeah.
And now
7 over a quarter. Is they'll do that. It's 7 flat in Vegas.
Yep.
DraftKings is already peaking 7 over 15. But
under 162 though for 7.5.
that's not nice.
It's expensive to bet the under.
That's expensive. That's a
Yeah,
that's a don't bet it.
Yeah, don't bet it. Right. Stay away from this. Don't bet this.
Or
put it up.
Bet over.
Was plus 132, but 8 goals is a lot.
Edmonton scoring 5, weren't they?
Yeah, but how many goals are the Ducks? I'd rather bet Edmonton team total.
Is that 4.5? That's probably 4.5. 4.5, 2.5, or 4.5, 3.
Let's see. Edmonton
Maybe
team
5.
total is 4.5 minus 106. Juice to the under.
Oh, yeah.
Anaheim is 2.5.
They score 5, don't they? I think they score 5.
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, 7.5, you'd say 5-2. That's what they're expecting.
1-0 top of 5. Now Pittsburgh.
I've been to those mid. The Red Sox don't care. Like I've been to those games at Fenway Park. There's no energy. It's freezing cold. They're traveling. Red Sox are on the road tomorrow. They don't care. They want to get on a plane now. Like the faster that game will end, the better.
Yeah.
They can't.
To be honest, Kluber looks pretty good.
Everyone's going to look good when it's 45 degrees outside.
Yeah, nobody wants to hit in that.
And it's because they played last night. They're tired. It's the beginning of the year. I mean, it's 1-0 New York against the Phillies right now in the 6th. Same temperature, same weather system.
Not nice there either. I saw the beginning of that game.
They want out. They all want to go somewhere else. Like, why are we here? I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
It's a game. It doesn't matter. I mean, getting swept by the Pirates is not going to sit well in Boston, but it doesn't really matter. Red Sox fans are kind of
right here on the BVB.
Yeah, for you, you'd be happy. But like, they're going to Detroit to Tampa the next 2 stops for the Red Sox.
Tampa's up again.
Oh, good. Well, how many runs? I bet that's my first bet of the day. Oh, good. I hit it. Yeah, I cashed it.
What?
Look at that.
What?
Over team total 4.5 against Patrick Corbin.
Oh, nice. There you go.
First bet of the day cashes 1-0. That's nice. That's good. Okay. I didn't even cash that fast, but that's good. I bet against Patrick Corbin. So that's good. So that's how my phone was buzzing. Okay. I was like, why my phone buzzing? I mean, it was 130. I mean, I laid minus 130 on it last night. So it wasn't like it was cheap to do it, but
okay.
I thought about doing over 5.5. And that was plus money. That was plus 125.
Uh-huh.
And that might cash too. So I didn't do that, but Milwaukee's 4-4 with the Mets. So we'll do that in a little bit. So here's my question. If you can't bet the exacta, why does FanDuel have Toronto and Tampa first round playoff matchup numbers already up?
I don't know. I don't know. We talked about that last night briefly on Sports Grid.
Okay.
What's the advantage in betting that? That you think Toronto, the number's going to go up? Because I don't think the number's going to go up between now and then. Oh. No. Why would it go up?
Injury.
Somebody could get hurt.
Yeah.
It's only going to go down. Like if you wanted to grab
Tampa, though. I mean, if you want to bet Tampa, best price is probably now.
Right.
So bet Tampa.
Why? Right. So why in the hell would you lay that price on Toronto?
Hell no.
What is it up for?
Yeah, there's no point. There's
none.
But it's up because they want Tampa money?
Maybe.
They want someone to bet Tampa? It's a really weird deal. It's the only playoff series it's plus 114 on Tampa, minus 134 on Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And you can bet it, number of games. You can bet it, who wins what. But it's the only series because we know it's going to happen. It's already locked in, but still exactas can't go up, but a first round playoff series can. A little weird.
I mean, that number is not going to change as far as the bet number and where it's at in the system.
Okay.
So it makes sense in that regard, but I don't see any reason to put it up. I mean, because if Vasilevsky gets hurt between now and then, the price is completely blown up.
Right.
Like, what is the purpose? Maybe it's just a quick price discovery. Like, just put it up and see what they do with it. I don't know. Can't get hurt. It's not anything that you got to worry about.
and not many people are betting it.
I just wanted to. I found this stat, and I just found that for the Red Sox,
Yep.
12 stolen bases allowed are the most by any team through their first 5 games since the 1987 Montreal Expos and Minnesota Twins.
Wow.
So on top of everything else that's going on with the pitching, they've given up the most stolen bases by a team in 35 years.
And this is perfect because if you're trying to eviscerate the Red Sox for what they've done in the offseason,
Big word.
This is an inside school thing, but one of the positions that everybody all winter long was talking about was, what the fuck are you doing at the catcher position? Like, what are you doing? Because they allowed their best catcher to walk, traded him to Houston.
Traded him, right? Yeah,
to Houston.
Uh,
And this Reese McGuire guy is a journeyman quadruple A baseball player.
mhm.
And Connor Wong has absolutely no business catching consistently in the major leagues.
Mm.
So this was, everyone said, wait. What are you doing with that position? This is crazy. And now that stat will give everyone who talked about it all winter long some extreme ammo to go right to the front office and say,
Sure.
what are you doing with the catcher position? Because again, it's a huge problem. And we knew it was going to be a huge problem. We told you it was going to be a huge problem. You knew it was going to be a huge problem. And you did nothing about it all winter.
Mm.
So, I mean,
Just wanted to put that into
that's
into the mix.
it's a great point, and it's a really big problem in a year where we're seeing a huge spike in stolen bases. Defensively, the Red Sox, you may want to bet stolen base props against the Red Sox for a bit.
Jay Park said that's a former Pirates draft pick.
Is
didn't
it?
know that. Yeah.
Okay.
Who knew? Thanks,
He
Jay
sucks.
Park.
Reese McGuire sucks. Absolutely, totally blows defensively. Yeah, he can hit he can hit a touch. I mean, he's in there for his offense because they need help offensively. But
Right.
defensively, he's And Connor Wong is no.
We're going to the top of the 6. So if you had under in the first round,
You got
or in
it.
the first 5, I mean, you got there.
Oh, Tampa got 6 too. Damn it.
Pirates lead 1-0. Keller is dealing. He's got 6. Is that say 6 Ks? Wow, this is great.
Tampa scored 6, so they came in on
62
there.
pitches through 5 innings. Keller looks good. Boom, boom, boom. This is
Chicago and Cincinnati's been rained out.
Great. Oh,
So that game's now out off the board. So that kind of stinks if you got that.
when's the last time you were at a rainout game?
Wow.
Can't remember the last time I was at a rainout game.
I don't know. I can't tell you. Long time. Long time.
We were in Boston, not last summer, the summer before, when I took the kids to Fenway.
Yeah.
And it poured. I mean, that, like, that rain.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, we're not going to get it in. And then the kids were like, no, it's going to stop. And somehow it stopped and we played. But then we went to New York the next day to see Shohei pitch. We were going to get to see Ohtani pitch in person there in New York. They canceled the game before we were out of the car before the game started. That's how bad it was going to rain. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the last rainout I was at.
So Corey Kluber is done. 5 innings, 1 run ball. He worked her on a bases loaded first inning jam, sailed the rest of the game. He had 1 pesky pole home run by Santana. Oh, it was a cheapie. Wasn't even a real home run. All right.
I mean, it was a home run. It's
310 feet. It's the shortest dinger in baseball, basically.
It would have been out in the regular park, but it went down the line. Yeah.
It hit the pole.
Did it?
Yes.
I don't think it did.
I'm reading the tweet. Hit the pole. 1 home run that happened to hit the pole. He was unlucky. It's going foul. Just hit the pole.
Okay.
That's how it's 1-0 right now.
If I get curved around. I didn't watch the replay. I'm trying to do the show. Go ahead. It's 1-0.
Par 3 tournament's going on right now, which is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch live too. The guys are so darn good. All right. So your head coach, Doc Rivers, decides to, after the win last night.
He's my head coach now. What the hell are you talking about?
It's your team, is it not?
I really do enjoy watching the Sixers.
So
crazy. But
it's over. It's over. Vince Carter, over.
It's done.
Is it? Is the MVP race over?
How is it not?
I mean, how is it not? It's one performance. It's one game. So we're going to say one game ends the whole thing.
It's a
He's
wrap.
gone. He's gone to minus 1,000 at FanDuel. After last night, he was minus 250 before the game. He's 1 to 100 now.
No, minus 1,000 is 10 to 1.
Oh, 10 to 1. Is it? Oh, that's, yeah.
10 to 1.
2. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. 10 to 1. Well, 1 to 10.
Just
1 to 10 though.
Just right. Exactly. Just move the decimal point over
2
zeros. That's the number.
So 1 to 10.
So
I just don't like minus 1. Is it? I don't know.
It's done.
Jokic is
Betting
12.
wise, it's done.
Jokic is 12 to 1. Giannis is 12 to 1. I mean, we're talking about a huge chasm between them and Embiid.
Oh, Yoshi just butchered a ball off the wall. Double for Reynolds.
He'll learn.
I don't know if he should have had that or not. That playing that left field at Fenway's tough.
It is. Did you see the whole controversy about the ball? His first home run. His first home run ball.
What about it?
So a couple of Pirate fans caught Yoshi's first home run ball.
Right.
And they gave it to a family that was 2 little kids that were on the Green Monster.
Okay.
First game for the kids. Red Sox tried everything in their power to get the ball back as Yoshi wants it.
Right.
Parents told him to go fly a kite. Wouldn't give him the ball back.
You know what'll get him the ball? Pay for the kid's college education. He'll get the ball.
Pay for the kids. You will pay $100,000 for a kid's ball.
Bad you want the ball?
Not that bad.
Well, then,
They offered him a meet and greet. They offered him a meet and greet tickets to
meet and greet.
Yeah, tickets to games, an autographed baseball, another autographed baseball. It's a ball that means nothing to them, really. It's a home run ball.
Talking about we caught Yoshi's first home run.
Yeah, they're gonna go sell it.
Somebody's gonna pay.
Yeah, they're gonna wait, and they're gonna sell it when he turns into the rookie of the year, and they'll sell it. It sucks. It's not good. It's bad. It's not good. Give him the ball back. Give him whatever you got to get. Ask for whatever you got to get, but give him the ball back. But yes, Yoshi's got to learn that left field.
Money. That's what you want. You want money.
Yeah, it's a baseball. It's memorabilia. Come on, man. It
nuts.
means more to him than it means more to you. And they didn't even catch it. The problem is the Red Sox fans are mad because they didn't even catch it. Pirate fan caught it and handed it to a kid.
Nice of them.
Yeah. So you didn't even catch the damn thing. Like it's like you were handed it and now you're holding it for ransom. Like if the kid caught it or something and you had some like cool play or whatever, like, okay, maybe that's why. No. Kids are like 6 and 5. They're tiny. Bad mojo.
Oh,
that's bad mojo. That's bad mojo. Give the ball back.
God.
Give the ball back. So it's over, huh? All right. So it's over.
I think it's over.
Okay.
I do.
The East, we did the West yesterday. Here's the East. So Brooklyn, who's playing tonight against Detroit. We've got the Brooklyn Nets, who have not clinched a playoff spot yet, but will. But they've got 36 losses. They are the last team not in the play-in. Miami's got 37 losses. The Atlanta Hawks have 39 losses. Really, it's Miami that they got to worry about. Can Miami get out of the play-in and knock the Nets back?
Miami plays Philly tomorrow in Philly.
On TNT.
And then they play Friday in Washington.
And then Orlando at home to end the year.
So they got to win 2 of 3 and have Brooklyn lose to Detroit tonight, which they're not.
Highly doubtful.
Highly doubtful. And then they play Orlando at home. That'd be awesome if they did. I don't know.
Philly had the chance to determine who's going to get in. The Sixers, last game of the year, on the road at Brooklyn.
They may not play a person in that game.
Correct. They played nobody in that game. But they could, if they wanted to, they could keep Brooklyn, knock them to the play-in tournament if they wanted to.
Perrault just came in and said he's holding a big ticket on Brooklyn to miss the playoffs.
Well, okay. What's the house rule on that though?
The top 6.
So not to the play-ins. Does it cash after the regular season's over or after the play-in?
Oh, a lot of times, I don't know. You got to read the house rules because to miss the playoffs means you can play in the play-in
and lose
and win, and you're in the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
So that
So it's
counts.
final 8. So you have to be one of the final
You have
8
to be one of the
seeds.
final 8. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's possible still, even if they do make it.
Yeah.
Well, no, if they make they're out of the play and then they make the playoffs. So then no, yeah, you do want them to lose. I mean, I'm pretty impressed. Brooklyn being 43-36 is pretty impressive given what they've gone through.
Right.
No Kyrie, no Kevin Durant. Yet they're a playoff team. I mean, Jacques Vaughn, that's a pretty good job by Jacques Vaughn.
Safe. I don't even know how that just happened, but
2-0?
the Pirates just got another run.
There you go.
Yeah, a little dribbler up the first base line, turned into a single, and a run scored. And now the Pirates lead 2-0. This is great. This is great.
You can have this. I told you. You can have all the baseball wins you want. I'll take my other 2 teams. I'm good. I'm out with the Red Sox. Red Sox. I'm not gonna get mad about the Red Sox pretty much all year. I'm whatever they do. I'm fine. Just watching. Winning, losing. I have 4 championships. I'm good. 3 teams in the West have 38 losses.
Yes.
Warriors, Clippers, Lakers.
Uh-huh.
Which team is not going to be in the play-in?
Which team is
Or,
not going
sorry,
to be
which team is going to be?
going
Sorry,
to be in the play-in?
Yeah, let me rephrase that.
2
Which
of
team
the
is going-
3 are going to be 5 and 6, and the other one's going to have to win a game to get in the playoffs. Well, basically,
No, wait. They get to flip that around. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. One of the 3 will be in the play-in.
right. That's what I just said.
Yeah. So Clippers and the Lakers play tonight. Get to that game in a second, but they play tonight.
That's the game, right? The loser of that game. The loser of the game, they play tonight, right?
Correct.
Yeah. It's a playoff game. It's to stay out of you control the destiny, right?
It's a hell of a game tonight.
Clippers are 3-point favorites. Why?
4.5 it was. Now it's down to 3.5. Okay.
3 at a couple places.
Wow. It was 4.5 before the show.
Lakers
Move on the Lakers.
Lakers off of last night. They tried to give that game away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they tried and tried and tried. I watched the end of that game going, they still they gave LeBron the ball and sat around and watched, and nobody knew what to do. And it was just like, I still don't know.
135, 133.
A lot of people are saying, like a lot of people that I like and respect are telling me these Lakers are going to win the West.
Yes. So yesterday.
I know. I don't see it.
Nor do I, but there's a lot of momentum.
They're just not like they just don't have that basketball IQ. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
They don't have basketball IQ, but if LeBron says, I'm going to go try to win a championship, people pay attention. They're like, oh, LeBron's motivated.
Yeah, great.
See what he does. I mean, the playoffs, you don't play back-to-backs in the playoffs. You have more rest.
Right.
You can space out you can figure out how to do the rotation to keep everybody fresh. And if Anthony Davis stays healthy, and if he goes for 40 a night, they're going to be a formidable opponent for anybody.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I don't know.
Doesn't matter who they play.
All that being said, I think I would take the 3 tonight.
Well, everybody is. That's the run, right? 4.5, 4, 3.5. It's all that's what's coming down here with Lakers, and it's all coming down to it.
I see openers here 3.5. There hasn't been movement in a couple places. They opened it here 3.5. Places last night may have been 4.5, but
no, like
this morning it was 3.5.
FanDuel this morning was 4.5. It's 3 now. 2 hours ago, it was 4.5.
Wow.
At FanDuel.
Wow.
And that was 3. So moved a 1.5. They're off market.
Must have told them, yeah, we need to get that back in line. Here we go.
Right.
Huh.
Pull that down. Why are the Mavericks 6-point favorites to the Kings? I know the Kings clinched. Is that why?
Yeah.
Does
Has to be, right? This is like, what can I equate this to?
Week
Last
17
week in the NFL.
Week 17 in the NFL, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This last couple games. Complete silliness.
Well, because the
Like, we
Mavericks
used to
have
laugh.
to win. They have to win. They have no choice. They must win.
You're just trying to find a number that at least somebody might bet the other side.
Okay.
There's nothing scientific about this. I have no idea what the hell Dallas is doing. And I definitely don't know anything that Sacramento's doing. So Just put up 6.5, 7, and let it go. And
Yeah, because Sacramento's got the 3 seed locked down, so they're not going anywhere. The Suns are 4 games back of them, so they're good.
And
Memphis,
who's the 2 seed? They can't catch.
Memphis has got they're up by 2. They're down by 2 games against Memphis, but it's only they can't. I don't think they can catch them.
Yeah, I don't think they can catch them either.
So Memphis is the other game tonight. Pelicans, who need it, Grizzlies do not. Line's 5.5.
Just observe like that. There's nothing
So-
to bet here.
Here's my question. then.
Oh, I just lined out. Bases loaded. 2-0. Bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that won't bite you in the ass. What if you do a Pelicans Maverick parlay, moneyline parlay?
You and these chalky parlays. Like I liked it when the teams were playing for something, and like we knew.
We are playing. For
I know
something.
they're playing for something, the favorites, but sometimes the dangerous teams are the ones that aren't quote unquote playing for anything.
fair, but these are teams that
right?
either-
Like the
I
Blackhawks last night just took
Yeah,
all that out.
but not the bet I made. So I mean, Toronto, Colorado. I mean, Colorado almost coughed it up.
They sure did.
They
Whew.
had to win it. They had to win in overtime.
Oh.
So that I was sweating the Colorado game, but
Right?
they won. Toronto
Yeah.
won easily. They won on the puck line, and then Colorado came in and won. So the 2-legger that I played cashed.
Right.
Didn't play it with Colorado because I don't like my new rule. Not that I have rules, but like I don't like 3-team moneyline parlays. There's just
Too
I'm
much
cash-
stress.
what?
Too much stress. What do you
No,
mean?
I think the reason. I mean, I think you told me or someone. I forget who told me this, but like the reason why the money jumps so dramatically from a 3-legger to a 2-legger is because the books know how unlikely it is for a 3-legger to cash, where a 2-legger is much more consistently
okay.
a play. So, am I wrong about that?
Well, no, on a money line, it all
Yeah.
depends on what it is.
Right, but like the
Yes,
average,
No.
like a 3-leg money line a 3-leg parlay at -110, you pay 6-1, right?
I mean,
Theoretically,
by
theoretically,
true math, 6.5. Yeah.
right? Okay, so theoretically, 6.5. What's a 2-leg play?
2.5.
Right, so it's not double. It's not. It should be 3.5 or 3 because it would be in half. You add one more, so you're jumping when you go from a 2-leg parlay to a 3-leg parlay. The math increases, the odds increase tremendously because it's more difficult.
Of
The
all
likelihood
these
of-
things that you are on this show, between the lawyer, the meteorologist, and all these other things, you're not a math guy. What are you?
Not at all.
talking-
But I'm talking about money in terms of how I'm betting. I am much more consistently cashing a 2-leg parlay than
Oh,
a
for
3-leg
sure.
parlay.
Yes.
So I am playing 2-leg parlays way more than 3-leg parlays, even on nights where like 2 nights
think
ago.
about how many different possibilities there are to lose a 3-game parlay.
Right. So a gift, like on that gift parlay that we saw, the auto hit for all 3 games.
on
I only
Wednesday
played
or
2 of them,
Monday. Yeah.
and I cashed. All 3 hit, but I only played 2 of them.
Right.
Knowing that all 3 could play,
Right.
I just rather take on the 2. Last night, Toronto and Colorado, I could have played all 3. I didn't. I played 2. I left. Luckily, I skipped Colorado. I skipped Calgary and the Blackhawks. I skipped that game.
Right.
So I just felt much more comfortable betting on Toronto, better teams, Toronto and Colorado. So that's just how I'm. So I don't have a problem playing Pelicans Mavericks tonight. You're laying juice though. It's -114.
Yeah.
That I don't love.
No.
But I laid 120 last night in cash. Okay, to baseball. So you mentioned we'll do some updates here on the games around that are currently in action. But how you feeling about a sub 2-hour baseball game? You liking it?
It's a 1-0 game. That's perfect. Is it not?
I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's remarkable. The Marlins are going to have to win every start that Alcantara pitches, but the Twins didn't get a runner to third base last night.
That's dominance.
He didn't get a runner, and he didn't even strike out a lot. He only had 5 Ks.
That's sheer dominance. That is really impressive. In
Today's world, complete game shutout, 5 Ks, not like 15.
and a
5
guy
Ks.
don't touch third base.
Nobody got to third base.
Like that's what do you have? 1 walk, I think, or no walks?
I didn't check, but I think it was low. I mean, the runners, if they got on base, they were taken off base quickly. They were not left there long.
Right. I want to see right now. I mean, so we got guys in here that were all over him to win the Cy Young last year,
Right?
and it paid.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sandy. 1 walk.
Okay.
1 walk, 5 Ks, no earned, only 3 hits.
Do you know what his K prop was?
6.5.
6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to piss you off. Guy goes complete game shutout, goes 9 innings, gets all 27 outs, and only 5 by K. That sucks. that's like, man.
Happens.
I know it happens, but that sucks. That's like, geez, that's why those K props are so difficult.
They are hard. There's
They're
a lot of people doing them too. Like that's you talked about
But
masters.
why?
and stuff.
Why? What?
Because it's something that's there every day, and this content space is such shit.
Right.
Like,
Agreed.
let's go on a second rant here for just a minute, not even a minute. It's the lowest hanging fruit of all the low hanging fruit with baseball props. It's easy to do. The pitcher is always going to have a K prop. So it's there. And you just gravitate towards it. And then you hear all of these things and this and that and this and that. And a guy with all these Ks who won a Cy Young last year
Right.
goes and pitches a complete game shutout and only gets 5. And you go, oh, and then the next time he pitches, you have that information. And one is not related to the other because of the lineups.
Right.
Like, I don't get it, man. But I get it because it's always there. So I think there's more.
I think I compare it to the gift parlay betting, the gifts betting a little bit, because like Chris Otto does an incredible job of calculating and correlating all the different first, second, and third periods, first 10 minutes, the streaks the teams are on. It's a lot of trend betting and following trends. I do it too, but betting trends. So like you go ahead and look at a pitcher against a lineup over the last 2 or 3 years. How many times are they striking out? How many times are they putting the ball in play? All these different, BABIP nonsense that you've got with baseball that you can look at. And you think you have an edge, and you really, at the end of the year, you're going to wind up 51, 52%.
Reality.
So,
but it's good content for some people. Let them have the content.
I don't know if it's good content as much as
know
like people want to own it, and they feel like that they're not doing a good job betting full games. So they want to be different, and they want to separate themselves and be like, here comes a baseball K prop. I don't know. It's the one thing I will say about it in a positive light is I do subscribe to the idea of taking a game and then shrinking the market you're betting down and following one particular market. So we talked about that yesterday a little bit. I did it last night, where team totals against bad pitchers. Don't worry about what the other team's going to do. So like the over's going to hit today for the Rays. It was 8 for the Rays game today, but the Rays scored 6 runs against the Nationals. So, I mean, if it falls 6-2, you lose, but the team total was 4.5.
Yeah.
So it's better to take the team total and go over than worry about the whole game when you need both lineups to score, or sweat that the Rays don't score a ton of runs and get there themselves, and that McClanahan, who's an unbelievable pitcher, will shut down the Nationals. He gave up 2 runs already. So that's tough.
Right.
So I don't mind the idea of taking just a K prop, and that's all I'm going to bet or focus on, because it's too tough to handicap it all. And it is low hanging fruit. You're right. Just go and get one market and only focus on that one market.
Right.
So just a philosophy, but in the content space, yes, I would agree with you.
Perry Adakis just came in. Johnny P said it's a player prop. At the end of the day, all of the content space is centered around player props.
Fair.
It is.
Fair. As kids say, facts is what my students now say. Facts.
Facts.
It's really, I don't know why. It's so funny. Like whenever I'm talking, my students go, facts. Like, that's now a word? Like, yeah, we say facts now. Oh, okay. Interesting. So Machado got tossed yesterday in the first inning for arguing whether or not he violated the pitch clock because he asked for time, didn't get time, and they rung him up on a strike 3. He lost it and went crazy. Got ejected. Are we going to see this to end a game?
Probably, right? Probably. I would say yes.
Gambling
You think
space.
so?
Yeah, wait till the gambling space loses a bet on a strike clock violation.
I'm turning the social medias off when that happens. I don't want to.
Gambling space is going to lose their mind.
I had to turn it off last night. I had to get away from it. I just I can't. Sometimes and then your feed
Yep.
makes it worse. Like you now you see everything that mentions this or that or what. I'm
The
like,
For You channel versus the following channel.
what is that? What did he do?
It's a way of it's feeding you an algorithm what you think you're gonna like. So you get people like I see shit all the time that I'm like, why am I seeing this? Like I intentionally avoid this nonsense. And then I go and look and see, oh, it was on the For You side. I'm not even following this person and I'm looking at this garbage.
It's no good.
No good. Nope. No good.
Double.
Okay, so we'll update this. So are the Pirates going to sweep the Red Sox? Right now, the answer is yes.
Top of 7.
They are, I know, unless your bullpen comes in and blows up. But your bullpen's been pretty good in the series.
Oh, Bednar's the all-star closer. Like
Yeah.
we get to the 9th, it's a wrap, baby. Got to get some insurance runs right now.
The Orioles thought it was a wrap too, so I went 100%. Like the Orioles closer is throwing more pitches. He's throwing more pitches over 100 miles per hour than anybody in the last year in Major League Baseball. And the Red Sox scored walk-off home run against him. So
guys throw hard again, man. I mean, it's just more and more and more. I mean, even I saw Chapman. I saw a clip of him throwing 102.
3. 103 as well. Yeah, he threw on consecutive pitches. He threw 102, 101, 103. Okay.
How do you even remotely see that? Wow, what a terrible play by the Red Sox first baseman. Oh my gosh.
Defense is not going to be a fun thing.
That was,
but then again,
you're watching that from a coach. There's a guy on second, nobody out, and a ground ball to the first baseman, and he just came up and threw it across the diamond, and the guy was standing on the base. The runner was already there. Like he just, oh my.
Your shortstop's going to be a problem all year, by the way. Speaking of bad throws, that kid, he's got a cannon, but he has no idea where it's going.
It's cold. He can't feel his fingers.
All right. He plays in Pittsburgh, by the way. Just FYI, he plays in Florida.
Colder in Boston than it is in Pittsburgh, man.
What?
It's colder in Boston than it is in Pittsburgh.
No, it's warmer in Boston than it is in Pittsburgh.
Well, I don't know about that.
The ocean regulates temperature. You're more landlocked. Pittsburgh colder than Boston. Yes. We get more snow than you do, but Boston's warmer than Pittsburgh, temperature-wise. Get there. Look at him counting it down. Get there. Phillies are down 2-1 here to the Yankees. It's Nola against Cole.
0.
Phillies might go 1-5.
It's 2-1, bottom of 7th.
Yankees leading.
It's a tough start for them.
Tough start. I mean, these are the starts that can put you.
Texas and the Yankees. What are they supposed to do? Oh no! Get up, O'Neill. O'Neill Cruz just slid into third. The guy fell on him. Oh, this is bad. Get up.
By the way, you can't do play-by-play. Remember that.
Sorry, that's right.
Careful.
Devers fell on him. Oh man!
Drop a knee on him or just fall on him?
Ground ball went to center field. The center fielder threw it, not even close to home plate. Somebody grabbed the ball. The pitcher grabbed the ball in the back and threw it to the third. I don't even know who's covering third. Oh, he kicked him in the head. Okay. He's going to be all right. I think he's going to be all right.
No outs, 2 on. You're good. It's Ohtani day. Ohtani.
Our daily dose of Ohtani every day.
Well, he's pitching today, so Ohtani's he's on the mound against Flexen and the Mariners.
Are the Angels going to score more than 2 runs?
Yes.
They better.
Yes. I like them on the run line tonight.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Trust the offense to get enough runs to cover
3-0, by the way, now.
Yeah.
4-1. 4-1 Yankees.
Today, by the way.
What
the hell? It's 82 degrees in Pittsburgh today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's all.
Brian Bartone just came in and said the average high in April in Pittsburgh is 61. The average high in Boston in April is 57.
Go ahead and do it the whole year. Look at average temp in Boston, average temp in Pittsburgh. Boston will
February
be
in Pittsburgh is fucking freezing. Used to hate February.
It's hotter in the winter in Pittsburgh. It's hotter in the summer in Pittsburgh. It's colder in the winter in Pittsburgh. Ocean regulates temperature in Boston.
I can't believe this is this high. with the Angels offense being what it is.
Really?
Yeah. It seems a bit excessive.
It's because of flexing. He's only going to go about 3 to 4 innings max.
Total in the game's either 7 over a quarter or 7.
That's because of Ohtani and the Angels offense. But it's supposed to be Robbie Ray was supposed to pitch in this game. Robbie Ray got hurt.
Oh.
So this is a bullpen game for the Mariners.
Ohtani Day is easier to spell than Wednesday. Great call, Sonic. So we're gonna have to call it Ohtani Day. Ohtani Day?
It's Ohtani. I mean, when he's pitching, why not?
Yeah, we'll call it Ohtani Day.
He had 10 Ks in the first.
What's his K prop today?
Oh,
talk about K props. 8?
It should be 8. Yeah, that's probably a good number, given what because they're gonna let him go.
7.5 over, maybe, or 8?
Because they need him to go. So it's 7.5 juice to the over. Minus 152.
Still got it. Ain't fucking been in a book in 2.5 years. Still got it, boys. You want over or under that number?
Strikeouts?
7.5 over minus what?
Over 152.
You're gonna lay to 52?
I would. I mean, if I was gonna bet it, I would
book it. I'll book it. That's great.
I don't bet K props, but I think they're gonna let Ohtani go.
Exercise right there.
Ohtani only went 6 innings on opening day. And they lost the game. They're gonna let him go today.
Why, they off tomorrow?
No, they just need a win. They scored 7 runs in the first matchup against the Mariners, 2 runs yesterday. But I think they scored.
They are off tomorrow, by the way.
Okay, I think they'll let him go. They're going to score. I think they score runs today on flexing.
We'll have to keep an eye on this, but him pitching the day before an off day,
right,
might lead to him getting an extra inning.
Oh,
right, because now he doesn't have to go hit tomorrow.
Right,
they're off tomorrow.
Right.
Because you got to protect him,
of course,
for the long haul.
But these games against teams like the Mariners in the West are vital. You only have 13 of them in total. If you have Ohtani, you need to win these games. They can win the series today. They won the first game, lost the second game. You can take the series on the road at Seattle. And so I think they win 5-1 today. 5-1, 5-2.
Under. Okay.
7's the number. 7. I think it lands 7.5 under. I'd like.
Just showed a shot of Devers standing, waiting for the pitch to be thrown. It looks like he's freezing. He looks like me at night at my house. He's sitting there like this. He's got his thing pulled up.
Yeah, they don't care. The Red Sox just want to get out and get to Detroit. They're done.
He looks like he just wants to get in the clubhouse so bad.
Don't blame him at all. Sports Grid, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are on YouTube and Twitter, it's time for BVB bonus time. Do not move. More to come with BVB. So one more game. It's Manoah against Greinke. Blue Jays Royals. Another big number.
Hard.
Minus 188.
I mean, this is like telling me just lay off of this, right? What the hell do you want to lay 88 with the Blue Jays and him right now for?
Right.
That's crazy.
Greinke at home last year was stupid. He had a sub-2 ERA.
I'll hit refresh. It's 175.
Okay. But what's total? I think the under is a good play.
8.5.
Wow, it's going up. Woo. I think the under is the better play there.
8.5 is now shading to the under at a couple different places. 8.5 under 15.
Yeah, I like 8.5 under. I like that game to go under. Greinke was so good at home last year pitching, so we'll see if he continues, but he was really good at home. Not great on the road, but really good at home.
Right.
All right, time for Better to Book It now. Dave likes it. He bets it. Dave doesn't like it. He books it. First game, hockey. I got plus 110 last night on Calgary to beat the Jets. Bounce back from last night.
Bet it. I'm anti-Jets. I've been talking about it for a month.
I'm not anti-Jets, but I am bounce back spot for Calgary because they were rolling and then they just got tripped up and they're going to hear it the whole night from their coach. And they're embarrassed about losing to the Blackhawks. I think they're pissed off and going to go get another win here against the Jets. They've split games so far, 3-2 in both games on that. What about the over? Matt, I forgot to put this in the rundown. Sorry.
What's the total?
6.
Under?
Over.
You like over in this game?
I like over. Winnipeg is 6-4 to the over at home last 10. Calgary is 7-3 to the over on the road last 10. 4-1 last 5.
I would book it. I like
It's up to 6.5 now.
Click refresh. Hold on, let me see. There's multiple odds. Volfan Dan. There's multiple odd screens that you can use. Spank odds is a really good one. There's a one on Wager Talk that's also a good one. You can see multiple odds from multiple screens. So 6 flat everywhere here.
In Vegas?
Yeah. 6
FanDuel's at
everywhere, even on
FanDuel's 6.5.
6.5. How big to the juice?
Minus 134 to the under.
Yeah.
Plus 110 to the over.
I
got minus 115 last night to the over 6.
Oh.
But I like Calgary and the over tonight. I like them both. I like them both.
Yep.
On that. We are talking about the Rays. That already cashed, so I was going to do the Rays bet. That already cashed, so we can skip the Rays. Run line plus 115. Angels over the Mariners tonight.
Scared.
Ohtani.
I'm scared.
5-1. 5-2 final.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't want to lay run and a half. I mean,
because the other option was the team total for the Mariners is 2.5. Like I just couldn't. I mean, that's really low.
Like, I mean, that if you're going to bet it, see, I feel better about that because now I don't have to rely on the Angels offense to cover the run line. The trap that you learn by betting it enough is that you can bet on the good pitcher, but they don't cover the run line because their team doesn't score.
But there's the run line on a road team I feel more confident on.
True.
I get 9 at bats.
9 at bats. You got 9 at bats to get there. That's for sure.
And Ohtani's batting.
Right.
So
yeah. I mean, again, that makes sense. But
it's a bullpen game. I think the Mariners are going to give up runs today. I just think it's going to be. I think the game might go under, but I think it could be 4-1, 4-2. I just think this is a game where the Angels are going to score enough. They're not going to score a ton, but it's 4.5 for their team total. I couldn't bet the over on that. That's too tough. 2.5 is too tough for the under, and I can't bet over 2.5 team total Mariners with Ohtani on the mound.
Well, you could. Oh, is that a double down the line? Another run scores. The Pirates lead 4-0. Did I just do play-by-play? We're on BVP bonus time, so
that too. And it's off. As long as you're not doing it live after the fact, it's fine.
It's after the fact.
After it's happened, that's fine. Yeah. And then finally, Rangers, Orioles under 7.5. It's DeGrom day for the Rangers, and this kid that is pitching for the Orioles is supposed to be a stud. Number 1 pitching prospect for the Orioles goes today against DeGrom.
And what do we got? 7.5?
Yep.
I feel like we're guessing here. I really don't feel confident at all.
I haven't bet this was the last bet on
my
card.
It's 2-2 in the 5th.
Oh, okay. So I already started. Oh, sorry.
2-2 in the 5th. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. All right.
You like under?
Under 7. I liked under 7.5. Yeah.
Let's see.
How'd the kid do? Is the kid still pitching?
Hold on.
He is. Oh no, that's DeGrom. Yep, he's still there. Grayson Rodriguez, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 73 pitches, maybe one more inning for him.
Game 7.5. So right on pace.
So you can bet it now if you want. If you guys are watching live, you got some good bet under. If you want to bet under. So I think the game was under. Because I wonder. Now I want to see how long DeGrom goes because DeGrom looked horrible in his first start. Normally, he still gave up 2 runs. That's not great for DeGrom.
Talking about. Give me a pitcher that gives up 2 runs every start.
Oh, 1 earned run. Okay, the second one was unearned.
Shit happens.
5 innings, 1 earned run, 2 hits, 73 pitches. So how long do now this is a great question. The Rangers are 3-2. They've lost both games to the Orioles so far in this series. How long do they let DeGrom go? How many pitches in his second start? Because this is why I bet the under yesterday, because in the first start, they pulled Sandy after 5. He gave up 3 earned runs. I was like, they're going to let him go. And they let him go the whole game.
Mhm.
So I wonder, are the Rangers going to let DeGrom go to like the 7th or the 8th inning?
No, they never do.
Right. Because
They overprotect him, right? I mean, they
you have
have.
to. Well, the Mets
Yeah.
have. The Rangers, I mean, this is the second start ever for the Rangers with him. So I'd be curious to see where the Rangers are with this. But yes, you have to protect DeGrom, given his history.
Hell, there's already 2 rainouts for tomorrow. What the
For
hell?
tomorrow. Wow.
Yeah. Gosh.
Travel days. So, all
The hell?
right. Favorite thing about today is what?
So one, I told you like last night was a bit of a panic, and I still haven't gotten an email from that person about that other thing for the accountant. So I'm a little bit nervous. But I'll get on it. All of that resulted in a phone call this morning to my accountant, who is a 74-year-old guy who's still doing it. And he's doing it now. He's basically sold his practice and kind of is just working now as a 74-year-old guy.
Okay.
But, there's like a portal and you have to scan documents and all this other stuff. And I called him and I was like, hey, do I have to do all this stuff? And he's like, Dave, put everything in an envelope and send it like you have for the last 25 years. I prefer you
Beautiful.
do that. And I was like, Chris, I don't talk to you enough because I talk to him once or twice a year. I usually check in, and then as we get close to April 15th or 18th or whatever it is, I talk to him. But my dad used to call him in the middle of the night, and he would be up doing tax returns back in the day. And he did my mom and dad's, and he still does mine. He's in Pittsburgh, 74, girl dad. Told me a story today that moved me to tears.
Ooh.
And it was so awesome. And we talked about like my dad and my uncle, my dad's brother who lives here and is fighting life right now and all kind of things. But the ability to reach out and just talk to somebody, let alone who's working for you or with you, awesome. But the phone call this morning was the best thing about today because it put my mindset back to just breathe. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to get this taken care of and stop panicking. So always remember, I mean, even like going to the doctor and all these other things, like the lead up and the anticipation is usually way worse than the actual event, whatever it is going through, right? Think about all this stuff we sweat and worry about and like,
That's the biggest thing about being a father
oh,
that I learned. The biggest thing, the biggest lesson I try to tell Maddie, because I watch it all the time with Madeline, is what is happening right now? Are you worrying about tomorrow? Because that's not anything to worry about yet. Are you worrying about what happened? Because that's gone and you can't change it. Gotta live in the now. I go, where are you living, Maddie? She would always go like, what do you mean? I go, where are you living? I'm living in the now. Right. So live in the now. She gets frustrated with me,
right.
But it's like, it's a refrain because she worries about things or she gets angry. Like, oh no, I said this at school and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's done. You can't change anything. Just move on. Like, is it going to affect you now? Well, no, it might in the future. It doesn't matter. You're worrying about the future.
Is that a man thing? Like, are we just better at that? Like, I don't know.
I don't know if it's a man thing. I think it's a father thing when we get to our age and we've been through the trials. Like we've noticed, like you just mentioned, there's so many times that we are nervous or worried about things. And then you look back on it and you're like, why was I nervous? Like, what was I so upset about?
Oh,
like, does it impact the way I try to ground myself right now with it? Is it like, is it happening right now? And the answer is no. I just try to not worry about what might be because you're not living in the now. You're not living in the might be. You got to live now. Like this is what's happening to us today. So are you okay today? Yes. Then get to work to change what might be. But you can affect it now. Whatever we can do now, today, the work we put in today can change. It's the whole like theory of your path, right? You change your path 5 different times based upon the decisions you make today. So you assume something's going to happen, but that assumption could be changed by a phone call that you get today or an email you get today. So
Yep.
Just got to worry about it today. Worry about getting through today.
Our guy Raymaker 512 just came in and said Guns N' Roses said it best. Worry is just a waste of time. It's crazy.
It's
It really
true.
does. And, it really does. And
But I mean, worrying, well, for me at least, I worry for protection.
right. Why don't we all?
Like I worry trying to protect myself. So my fears, my concerns come from well, what if something bad happens? And that worry of what if something bad happens oftentimes robs you of the ability to prevent that from happening by an action.
Right.
So your worry becomes a freeze. That inaction creates a worse problem for yourself than if you had action or some control. Because worry really is a lack of control, right? Because if you don't really worry about your own situation, you worry about what might be done to you because you're out of control. So I try to focus on what do you control? And I can control how hard I work. That's all I can control. Like how am I going to handle it? How am I going to work? That's how I handle it. I just work. And I get to work as hard as I can and do as many things as I can. So that if I look back and go, well, I did everything I could, and I don't feel bad about it. So yeah, it's an interesting, it really is. Maybe it's a dad thing, maybe it's a guy thing, but
it's good that you're actually saying stuff to Maddie that she's going to remember and make fun of you for later in life.
She already does. She
already.
I mean, that's already a running joke right now about like living in the now and living in the present. And she was like, okay, like she already like rolls her eyes at it and gets annoyed by it. But I have the Batman. The running joke has always been the Batman line of why do we fall to pick ourselves back up. And she always rolls her eyes at that. And I always say, when do we learn? Do we win or do we what? And I still the Conor McGregor line of you either win or you learn. You don't really ever lose. You learn. So, when she gets a bad grade or she gets a bad situation or doesn't get the play part she wants or whatever it might be, I'm always saying, what are you going to do about it? You're going to learn from it or you're going to pout.
Right.
You sit there, either we win and we're happy or we learn. And I'd rather you lose because you lose and learn. And at 8 or 9, all I want you to do is learn. That's all. Just don't make the same mistake. I'm that way with my students. I'm that way with people I work with. I don't care about one mistake. One mistake's fine. If you don't learn from that mistake and you repeat it, I have no tolerance for that.
The repeated mistakes of the world.
As a coach, I'm sure you do the same thing over and over again. I told you not to throw that base. 2 outs. Don't throw that base. Didn't I tell you that? The same thing you throw that base. So yeah.
Sonic said it best. You give him a little shout out too for his video, which we're going to try to incorporate into the show. Thank you, sir. But he just came in and said he thinks it's a matter of how one processes problems. If you are technical, you like to have things quote unquote in order. If you can handle being more abstract, it's easier to go with the flow. Makes sense.
I'm kind of in between. I'm kind of on both sides of that. I can be abstract. I can go with the flow. And other times I like things to be organized and very much in order.
Yeah. See, I'm the exact opposite. I just go with the flow. And
sometimes
but I like the kids to not do that.
Well, okay.
Problem. And they're just like me. And my wife is so technical.
Yeah.
That's what makes sometimes those clashes stuff. But man.
But it's a good yin and yang, though.
It is.
You guys both have different approaches and different ways of handling things. So sometimes your way is better. Sometimes her way is better. Depends upon what happens.
She doesn't watch the show, but her way is always better.
Always better. See? Sometimes, I mean, look, just because radio,
just in case
radio to me has taught me to be more military-esque. Like Madeline's going to, like when she's a teenager, she's going to hate her life because 12:01 is not 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 11:01 is 11 o'clock. Like I'm going to be she's going to be I am clock conscious on a lot of things. You're going to walk in the door at 11. And if you don't, there will be consequences. So
you better figure out how to be abstract or go with the flow about that because I mean, I got 4 women. I'm still waiting for them every time we do something.
So tomorrow we have the Masters. That's my favorite thing about today is that we talk golf today, but we get to watch golf tomorrow. The Masters going on. We're trying to keep you guys abreast and up to date.
Tabs open for you.
Oh, I can't wait. Tomorrow's a phone day. Tomorrow is it may actually be a tablet day. I may need to bring the iPad down here and put it on to watch. I love I love the Masters on Thursday and Friday. It's so fun. The weather's going to be really nice tomorrow, so the course is going to play well. And then it gets nastier, nastier, nastier every day the rest of the week. So tomorrow might be the best day for us to watch the Masters for scoring and whatnot. But Tiger is playing tomorrow. I think he's playing during the show tomorrow. So we'll have a chance to watch him play tomorrow. So that will happen on tomorrow's BVB. Like, subscribe, and tell somebody about BVB if you could. Appreciate it. Let's get to 2,000. We got 1,000. We'll get 2,000. Next goal for us here on our YouTube channel. Farra's behind the glass.